friends and welcome to Obsidian Soft. We have made so many games in Scratch by now, but don't you feel that the default score display looks a little boring? The orange one? It doesn't always match the design or theme of your game. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you an easy way to create your own custom score display and make your games look much more exciting. Like this demo that I'm showing right now. Or this one for the T-Rex runner. So let's get started. Open up the Scratch website, click on Create to start a new project. First of all, let's quickly make the simplest clicker game so that our score is generated properly. I'm going to choose a different backdrop, the woods one, and I'm going to get rid of the cat, choose a sprite, and I'm going to go with the panther, okay, and give it a good position on the screen. And because we are showing a custom score display, so behind that custom score display, we do need a score variable. So go to variables, click on make a variable, write score. For all sprites, click on OK. Now this is the display and we want to have our own custom display. I'm going to let it stay here because I want to show you that our score is showing correctly in the custom score, okay? So you can turn it off once you're satisfied with your coding and your custom score display, okay? I'm going to keep the display on for the default score variable, okay? So from events, get the when green flag clicked event, okay? And I'm going to reset the score whenever the game is started, the green flag is clicked. So set my variable to 0 and choose score here, okay? And from events again, get the when this sprite clicked event. So this event is triggered whenever the panther is clicked. So I am going to then change the score by 1. So choose score here. So this will add a 1 to the score, okay? And next I will have some sprites for the custom score display, and they need to know when the score is changed. The score variable is changed. So for that, I need to broadcast a message from events, use the broadcast message block, and I'm going to choose new message and call it update score. Click on OK. So whenever the sprite is clicked, okay, so my score is being updated and a message is being broadcasted. Now we need some sprites for that custom score display. But first of all, you need to decide what you want your highest possible score to be. In other words, how high you want your score to go. I'm going to go with 999,999. That is 999,999. You can even go higher with the method that I'm showing in this tutorial, but I think that the highest score that I have chosen is certainly enough for most games, even games where the score increases with time, such as the T-Rex runner game. So since our highest score has 6 digits, we need 6 sprites, 1 for each digit. So let's start with the 1 sprite. I am going to choose a sprite, a built-in sprite from Scratch. Our sprite should show a number, right? So you can even paint one, and you can even upload a sprite, that is, use some digit costume, digit image from the internet, or even use a tool like ChatGPT to generate a digit image based on your theme, your colors, your style. So you can do a lot of things, but I am going to just go with choose a sprite and I'm going to search for 0, and you can see that we have a 0 costume here already. So I'm going to choose this one, okay? And I'm also going to rename this sprite to ones digit, okay? And then in costumes, I am going to rename glow 0 to just 0. So this renaming is super, super important because we need the name of the costume according to what is inside it in our code. Now go to choose a costume and then search for 1 and then choose glow 1 again, rename it, and now you have to do it for all 10 digits from 0 to 9. Okay, but don't worry, this has to be done only for the ones digit because the remaining digits we can duplicate. Okay, so I have added 10 costumes from 0 to 9 and I have named them accordingly. So this is very important. So make sure that they are named appropriately. So this is 9, so this is 9. Okay, so you make sure, confirm your renaming. Okay, and that all 10 digits have been added. Now I'm going to go to the code, and there's one script that has to be repeated in all 6 digits of our custom score display. So first of all, I am going to reduce the size to 60, okay, for the ones digit, and bring it here, okay, somewhere here like this. And then I am going to write that code that will be coming in all the 6 digits. So when flag is clicked, from looks, switch costume to 0. So this will make sure that whenever the game is started, all the 6 digits are reset to their 0 costume. Now I can duplicate it. So right click, duplicate, give it a good position on the screen, and then rename it to now tens digit. Okay. Right click, duplicate, position, and then renaming. Hundreds digit. Right click, duplicate, thousands digit. Right click, duplicate. Now this one is the 10,000s digit. Okay, and the last one, right click, duplicate. So 100,000s digit. Now you must be wondering that our score is stored in the score variable. So how do we show the score variable in our custom score display? So for example, if our score is 527, then our score display should show 000527, right? So how do we make this possible? For this, I need to tell you about 2 math calculations, but I promise that I will make it as simple as possible. So I'm sure that you already know about plus, minus, multiplication, and the division arithmetic operations. But there is another operation in arithmetic that is normally used in programming languages, in computer programming languages, and that is called a mod, and that gives us the remainder of any division. So for example, if I have 35 and I want to divide it by 10, okay, so 0, 3 and 30, okay, and I get 5 as the remainder. So this is my remainder. So this I can write it, this form, as 35 mod 10 is equal to 5. That is the remainder, right? Let's take another example. 27. So 10 and then 0, 2, 20, subtract and 7. So again, we got the remainder. So do you see the pattern? we are getting the last digit of this number, the last digit of this number, same. It's the same as the remainder. Do you see that? But this only happens when you divide by 10. So the mod has to be taken with 10, okay? So let's take an example of a bigger number. So I'm going to use the number 527, okay? And I'm going to divide it by 10, okay? So 27. The result of taking a mod 10 is always the last digit, okay? So we can implement it in the code too. So if I go here and make sure that you choose the ones digit, and from events, when I receive update score, so this message is sent whenever the score is changed in the Panther code, I am going to switch my costume. So from looks, get the switch costume block, okay? But here we need to give it a calculation of score mod 10, because we know that whatever number is inside the score, if we do a mod with 10, we will get the last digit, that is the ones digit. So how can we do that? From operators, get the join block, plug this in, empty the second one, and here I'm going to put in the mod block, okay, like this. And what is here? This is our variable score, okay. So this is our variable score mod 10. So this is switching the costume to the result of score mod 10, and we know that the answer is the last digit, and we have named our costumes accordingly, so it will be automatically switched to the right costume. So let's see how it goes. I click on the Panther 112233. So you can see that it is working, okay? Now, what about the remaining digits? So for that, we have to learn about another calculation. The other calculation is called a floor. So what is a floor? If I do a division by any number, for example, let's take 10 again. So if I have 527 and I divide it by 10, I get a decimal number, right? So remember, in 527, if our score is equal to 527, this 7, we know how to show it in the custom score display, because we can do score mod 10, okay, right? But what about the tens digit or the hundreds digit? So let's focus on the tens digit first, that 527 divided by 10 is equal to 52.7, and I want to get rid of this part, okay, the digit or digits coming after the decimal point. So if I take the floor of any decimal number, so for example 52.7, it will always give me 52. So basically it just rounds down the number to the nearest whole number, okay? So it gets rid of the decimal point and gives us the whole number. So it just gives us this part, okay? So if I take the mod 10 of this number, I get a 2. And here is your answer. This is our tens digit, and we are getting the tens digit correctly, okay? So this same process can be repeated for the hundreds digit too. How? So let's quickly do that. So 527, we are now interested in the hundreds digit, and we want our hundreds digit to show a 5. So how can we arrive at that 5? If I do 527 divided by 100. So this is the position. So previously we were dividing by 10, but now we are dividing by 100 and take a floor of it. What do we get? We get 5 because 527 divided by 100 is 5.27. So if I take a floor of it, I get 5, right? And 5 mod 10 is again 5. So we are getting the answer. Do you see the pattern? So let me quickly repeat the process. So let's again take the example of our number that we were using as the example score. So 527. So this ones digit, I can do it by score mod 10, which will give me a 7, right? So 527 mod 10 is equal to 7. This is a floor of score divided by 10. So the position, so that is the 10th position. So we are going to be dividing it by 10. So 527 divided by 10, and then we take the mod of this entire thing. So this will be equal to 52, and then if we take a mod with 10, this is now 2. So that done, and now this one. So floor of 527 divided by which number now? This was the tens digit, this is the hundreds digit. So we have to divide by 100. This will give us 5, and 5 mod 10 is equal to 5. So do you see the pattern? And the same pattern can be done for the thousands digit, the 10,000s digit, and the 100,000s digit. So let's quickly do it in the code. Choose the tens digit in the code, and from events, get the when I receive update score, I am going to switch the costume using the looks block. So switch costume, and now we have to do this calculation. That is, we have to take the floor of the score divided by 10 and then take the mod 10. Okay, so how can we do that? We go to operators, get this block and choose floor here. Okay, so floor of something, so that is a division. So get the division block. From variables, get the score block, score, and remember this division is with the position. So this is the tens digit, so we have to divide it by 10. Okay, and then take the mod with 10. Okay, so again operators, mod. So plug this entire thing in, and this is now again 10. And remember, I am not going to plug in directly here. I need to join. So join, empty this part, and plug this entire thing in the first part. So here, do you see? And now pick it up and drag it to your hundredths digit until it jiggles. So the code will be copied there. And the only thing that I need to do here is that I change this to this division to now 100. This is the hundreds digit, so I have to divide it by 100. Okay, so this is the only change. Okay, and for the thousands digit, it is the same code, but before copying it in the thousands digit and making the division to 1000, I'm going to show this thing at work. So do you see 1717? So we know that the tens digit is being shown properly. So, okay, so a lot of clicking required here. I should have made it a time-based score generator. So do you see 107, 107. So it is being calculated and displayed properly. So go to your hundreds digit and pick up this code and drag it to the thousand sprite. So pick it up under jiggles. Okay, so Now, did it get copied? No, it didn't. So what I can do is that I have had zoomed in my browser. So I'm going to zoom out and then choose the hundreds, pick it up and take it to the thousands digit until it jiggles. And the only change that is required is that I am now going to divide it by 1000. Don't change the mod part, only the 1000 part. Pick it up and take it to the 10,000. Go to 10,000 sprite, digit sprite, and then change this number to 10,000. Pick it up, drag it to the 100,000 sprite until it jiggles, and change this to now 100,000. Okay, and this will work. Okay, I have explained the logic and the code to you till the hundreds digit, and I've copied the code for the thousands and the 10,000s and the 100,000s digit. And the only change that you need to make is that depending upon its position, that is, this is the 100,000, so you have to divide this by 100,000s and your custom score display will work. Okay, and we are done. Customize your scores according to your game theme and get rid of this boring orange display. So let me do it in front of you. So now I have just my custom score display. Okay, do give this video a thumbs up if you like this tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel Obsidian Soft so you don't miss the great projects that I have planned for you. Thank you for watching. Have a great day and goodbye.